Hey, I'm back with another video. It's 3:18 p.m. It is January 4th, Saturday afternoon, and I have just been kind of keeping busy today. I'm trying to get the laundry together. I did go to the grocery store earlier today, and that's pretty much it. So I'm just kind of rearranging my room a little bit, trying to get things, to my liking. I'm doing the best I can to relax, okay? So you might be looking at me right now and thinking, oh my gosh, what the hell? Because usually when people see me, I'm either wearing a hat or I'm wearing a wig. You've seen my hair like this before. What I'm doing is I am trying to decide what kind of hairstyle I'm going to be having in the next few months, okay? A lot of people might think that just recently that I just purchased another wig. I did purchase some wigs, okay? But I haven't worn them yet. What I actually have been doing is I revived an old wig. Okay, this wig I've had for years and years and years and years. And the reason why I haven't started wearing the new ones is because I am very picky when it comes to wigs. Okay, now I wear a half wig, I do not wear a whole wig. Okay, my general procedure when I prepare my hair is I part my hair this way, you know, make a part all the way around, and I take my hair and I make ponytails and I loop it around and it makes it look like these little I call them Minnie Mouse ears, okay? So anyway, I had decided that, I'm tired of the same hair. I've been wanting to change my hair for a very, very long time. But the problem with it is like I said, I'm very picky. And the reason why is because, throughout the years, I've experimented with different wigs, okay? And I've always had an issue with trying to make the hair look like my hair. I think that makes sense, right? So when I first started wearing wigs, I wasn't really familiar with different textures or anything like that. So I was doing a lot of trial and error, and you find what works, okay? Now, when I purchased this wig, and I purchased several versions of this wig, whoops, several versions of this wig, many times. Like when it got old, I would replace it. But I've noticed that I know this looks really funny when this particular wig starts to get, I call it ratty, okay? It no longer has the same kind of curl pattern anymore. It looks more like my hair. I have to say, it looks more like my hair when the wig becomes old, right? Because my hair is very poofy. My hair, it doesn't lay down. This is one of the reasons why I wear wigs, okay? So I wear wigs because of that reason. I am not comfortable with it. I've had issues with hair breakage, and I wanted to do a little bit of a demonstration and for people who don't understand hair breakage, okay? Just recently, I cut off a lot of my hair in the back, mainly because, once again, I'm starting all over again. I have stopped relaxing my hair. Hair relaxers have damaged my hair throughout the years. Okay, my hair is very, very curly naturally. If I would say if you put water on my hair right now is straight. It would shrink up to about this size because that's the tight curl pattern that I have. It's nothing to be ashamed of, but I don't like the way my hair looks that way. Now, I've seen some people wear their hair that way and it looks good on them, okay? But that's my personal preference. I don't like it. I will be the first person to tell you I fucking hate my hair. I don't like it. Okay? Just don't, okay? So anyway, you have to find what's comfortable for you, right? So this old girl has been my best friend for a very long time, but I think a lot of women get tired of having the same thing over and over again. This is one of the reasons why a lot of women might add color to their hair. Some women go get extensions. I just saw somebody posted a little clip on Instagram about how she gets her hair extensions put in her hair, and she even goes so far to get on an airplane and go see her hairstylist who does a great job. Some people need to feel comfortable with the way that they look. That's just how it is. And it's really not up for debate. This is their personal style. This is what makes them comfortable, and this is what reflects them. Okay. Now, I choose wigs. I have had my hair sewn in before. I've even tried the glue ins before, and I will tell you that's nothing but hassle to me. I prefer half wigs because I've always had this weird thing about wigs, okay? I kind of into them and I'm kind of not, right? I do like having my hair. Like when I was younger, I never had long hair or anything, but my hair was very full and I had a mane that surrounded my face, and that's all I care about. Okay, I don't need a long hair. I just need my mane. meaning like, but I've noticed throughout the years when my hair wasn't dealing with the breakage, that my hair was always more like I always call it like a mushroom cloud. Like it doesn't really have any defining shape as it grows. It's just like boof, like this big puff. Okay, it is what it is. No matter how many times I straighten it, it's gonna always go back to this kind of rough looking texture. It just is what it is. Okay, my hair, the roots of my hair is very curly, like I said, and I'm not putting relaxers on my hair anymore. So that means that a lot of the wigs that I have come across, the hair that is on the wigs look too straight for me. They're too straight, okay? Because sometime at the day during the day, I'm going to start perspiring. I'm going to deal with my roots going back to their fuzzy little nature that they are, okay? And I need my hair to match the wig. It just makes sense, right? So it's not an easy thing for me to just go out and get a wig. But I do prefer half wigs, okay? Because it works better for me. I like blending my own hair with the wigs. I know a lot of people are very happy with what they call front lace wigs, okay? This is where you wear the entire wig all the way through the entire circumference of your head. I have a widow's peak, okay? So that doesn't work for me. Also, like I said, I'm very attached to having at least some of my hair coming out. Okay. That's just how I am. Okay. Because since I just feel like I'm being more real when I have my own hair. Okay. But do what you have to do. What's easiest for you. What my biggest issue with front lace wigs is the fact that I had a widow's peak, right? And I also felt as though that kind of wig took too long. Like, some people have to make sure that all of this is like taken care of and it looks right and blah, blah, blah. I don't have time for that. Okay. I literally just want to, make my hair in the front look presentable, slick it back slick it back a little bit and blend it in and move. I don't have time to sit here in front of the mirror all day long messing with my hair. So this is my old wig. Like I said, it's, I like it because it looks a lot like my hair. This is exactly what my hair would look like had I not dealt with damage and everything else, okay? And you notice the ends of it is very choppy, like my real hair. So I feel comfortable in this wig, but I also want to try something else because I'm getting a little tired of it. So I didn't want to stray too far from this particular style because one of the things I have to have is I have to have a little bit of, like I said, I have to have a little bit of texture to my hair. Like, I've seen a lot of wigs where they're just like straight, and I don't like hair that's just like flat down on my face because that doesn't look natural for me. Everybody knows Maria's hair looks like a mushroom cloud, right? It's boofy. It's always been boofy. Once I was a kid, it was boofy. It's always been boofy. So Maria's wigs should look boofy. It makes sense, right? So I got this wig. I don't know the name of it. Oh gosh, I wish I had the tag. Oh yeah, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. This particular wig, I forgot. Well, anyway, I'll just show you the picture. I don't even see the name of the wig on there. And I think I lost the little tag. The thing about this wig is you could actually use a curling iron on it, which is great. Okay. I personally don't see a reason for me to have a curling iron or a flat iron for this particular wig. I'm hoping that after a couple of wears, it'll start, getting a little bit frazzled so it will blend a little bit better with my hair, okay? Maria has her little special needs when it comes to wigs. All right, so let's try this one on. Okay, I think I've tried this one on before, while I was at my house. And the reason why I know that I must have tried this wig on before is because I cut it. Okay, you'll notice I had forgotten. This wig right here, the way it's shown, the hair is going all the way down the shoulders, right? My hair's not that long, okay? And so, and also, I don't really think I look good with long hair, all right? So I prefer my hair to be no longer than like my collarbone, okay? So let's try this one on. I'm trying to figure out how come I didn't choose this wig, and it could be the fact that it's too straight, and I don't like too straight of hair. Now, like I said, some people look great with straight hair, but my hair is just, it's my hair. Okay, it's just really bushy. So let's try this one on. And what I do is I push the front of the hair this way, and then I attach it right where I create the part. And when you wear like a whole wig, you usually wear like a stocking cap, a wig cap that goes over your head. And okay, yeah, this is why I didn't This is why I'm not wearing this wig. It's too flat. It's too flat. It does not look like my hair. It looks like it's too straight. And this is the reason why I decided I cut it, but I put it right back in the box. This will not be worn. Okay. So what am I going to do with this wig now? Okay. Like I already spent the money. And the thing is, I don't spend a lot of money for wigs. Okay. I really don't. Okay. I make the most, I mean, I get the most use out of my wigs and keep them in good condition for the most part. But, you know, it's unfortunate when you end up finding a wig that you're not going to use. So let me see if I can do something with this wig really quick. Now, the thing about these right here, like headbands, like I know this is really not a whole lot of options you can do when you wear wigs, but headbands can come in handy. So you could just, I don't know. See, yeah, I don't like my hair off my face. You know what I mean? I'm too facey. I don't like being too facey. Um, okay. I can't, I don't feel this wig. I don't feel it. I don't feel like I can make anything out of it. It's not a bad wig. It's just not going to work for me. That's it. That it just is. Okay, so let's try the next one. I must have forgot that I already tried this before. Okay. Okay, this one is still in the package. Now, what I like about this one right here is that it is thick. Okay, great. And it does have a lot of curls in it, which that's another thing about my hair. Okay. When I was a young girl and I would curl my hair, the curl would not hold in my hair for very long. Now, the front part of it would be okay, but the back part is going to get frazzled in the next like 3 minutes. Okay. Because my hair is just it's just the way it is. But this looks like if and I definitely going to cut all this. That's too much. This looks like it will work. It might blend. We'll see what happens. Okay. But one thing I have to do a lot of times with my wigs, this particular color is a number 1. I believe that's the darkest color black that you can get. And the next color to that would be like a 1B. Right now, my hair, I colored my hair a few months ago, and now the hair color is pretty much out. Okay. So now I would say my hair color is more like a 1B than it is a number 1. Which means if I choose to wear this wig, I'm going to have to dye my hair to match it, because it's going to be a little bit off. Okay, so far, I don't recognize trying this one on. So we're going to go ahead and put this right here. I still got the tag on it, but that's okay. Okay, yeah, I definitely have to dye my hair a little bit for this. And then we'll see. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I think it has a promise, okay. What I'm going to be doing tonight is I'm going to be dyeing my hair. I'm going to wash my hair and I'm going to dye my hair. I think this is going to work. It still has the tag on it. Okay, I think this is going to work. What I'm going to do is prepare my hair first so I can have it match exactly the same color black. And then I'm going to cut this. I'm going to cut it to be about right up here. Okay, that's about the regular length of my actual hair. Actually, my real hair is about this length, right? But it's that length, like in different choppy parts, because like I said, I deal with a lot of hair breakage. Now, I will come back to show you the results of what this is going to look like after I cut it. But I'm definitely going to cut it up to about here. I think this is going to work. And we'll see. We'll see you next time. But anyway, I'm going to show you another slide, and then I will finish up this video tomorrow. Okay, so let me give you a little bit of an update since the last slide, okay? That was taken last night. It was about, I don't know, maybe anywhere between, looks like from what I can see, sometime before the sun went down, okay? I had two little ponytails in the back of my head, and the rest of my hair was out. So I was thinking, that I needed to dye my hair because my hair does not match the wig that I decided that I'm most likely going to keep, okay, and wear for at least 3 months or so until I get tired of it or whatever. So anyway, I decided to dye my hair last night, okay, and so now I am making this part of the video. And I was thinking, because anytime I put my hair in ponytails, almost immediately think of myself as a child. Like, I know that I wear ponytails mainly because they're tucked underneath my wig. I do understand that my ponytails are very much fuzzy, kind of like because I don't straighten my ponytails. I only straighten the front part of my hair, unless, of course, I'm going somewhere in, like, the store or something. Okay, so I generally don't do that. So I keep my hair in these little, some people would call them Afro puffs. So this little Powerpuff Girl kind of looks like me. Okay. But, I am very much in touch with my inner child. But anyway, yeah, underneath my wig is my little ponytails. So I thought this little picture was cute. And I believe I've used this picture before because, number one, I do love the Powerpuff Girls. And, she's a little Powerpuff Girl of color. And I have to say, she kind of looks like me. And I thought, it would be kind of cool about, making cartoons about, me. Like, I had talked about making like a CB Braganza cartoon, where like maybe CB Braganza fights crime. And then I kept thinking, okay. CB Braganza can fight crime, but there could be like an alter ego. So then, like, the show should be revolved around, of course, Maria, that my present life. And this is me being silly, okay? I don't really think, unless, of course, I actually met a group of people who could do animation and stuff like that. This is all just me entertaining myself because I'm trying to think about something other than, losing so much of my life and all this other stuff. Okay, so Maria's just in this play entertainment mode in her mind. Anyway, so I kept thinking, okay, if I could, in my little make-believe world, have my own Saturday morning cartoon, it would be about me, and this would be a really cute little depiction of me, something similar, and then, yeah, I could be in school, and then I could have my magical lunchbox. Okay, now I know people trip out on my lunchbox. I will defend my lunchbox. I will. I mean, people can laugh at my lunchbox all they want to, but my lunchbox brings me extreme joy. Okay, and it's geeky, it's nerdy, but this is what makes me happy. This is what makes me live, and this is one of the reasons why I refuse to let anybody bully me out of it. So anyway, I have to say that I've been getting some intuitive downloads, right? And this relates to the royal family. I am not, I understand what happened. I am not like, the thing is that there's times where I feel like I need to kind of step away from that, okay? I have really enjoyed seeing pictures of you guys in the last few months and stuff. I know I just recently saw a picture of, King Charles dancing, and I thought that was awesome, really. I get it. But, I think because you guys have been under the influence of something for such a long time that you forgot to see somebody as a person. And this is what happens when people become victims under mind control, okay? Now, I think what's going on with me and social media is that I'm splitting, like, focus time, okay? I don't really go on Facebook much, but, Facebook is where, I have friended some of you guys. Like, I believe I'm friends with King Charles. I think, because you guys have so many accounts. You guys have, like, and I don't know who's really real. And I guess I could sit here in a corner, burn some candles, relax, and see, is this really your account or whatever? I could do that if I really wanted to. But there's so many, you guys have, like, so many people either posing to be you or they're really your accounts. I don't know. Okay. But, I haven't seen pictures of you guys and all this stuff. And I know there's a lot of things that went on between us and this whole nightmare, and but I'm trying to say is that there's peace on my end, okay? But because this hurt me so bad, this whole situation hurt me so bad, there's times where I can't sit here and get on Facebook without having to see or be triggered emotionally by seeing something that bothers me, that makes me think of what happened in my life. It's normal. It's a completely normal reaction. So this is my solution. I'm splitting my time on social media. There's times where I can deal with Facebook, and there's some times where I cannot. So I'm going to tell you right now, I have been on Instagram a lot lately, because most of the things I'm looking at on Instagram could not hurt me on any emotional level. Okay. In fact, it's quite comforting. Like, I've been checking out things like, there's this little brown bear. He's super cute. He's super, like, stumpy, and his little legs are all stumpy and cute. He's adorable to look at. And I'm just kind of living in an escape for a little bit. I need that. You know what I mean? And then, of course, there's going to be times where, and I posted my video on Facebook. I'm giving you guys updates on what's going on with me. So, you're saying my stuff and whatever. So I don't want, realistically, I understand what was taken from me. I understand that, I was not viewed as a person, that I was viewed as something like maybe a commodity or something like that, which is a crime on so many different levels. You guys are just becoming aware of how offensive the crime really was. Okay, with me going back, talking about the story, this is what it is. This is what the Nazi mindset is. Okay, don't feel ashamed. Don't feel bad. There was a bunch of other white people who were jumping in just as happy and just as, intensely involved in this just as much as you were. Okay, it is what it is. Okay, and this is one of the tragedies that I'm talking about when it comes to people believing stuff, accepting stuff, especially, let me just kind of like back up a little bit. And I didn't mean to make this video about this lesson, I really didn't, but this is really heavily on my mind. When we're talking about spiritual involvement, okay, spiritual involvement has to take the ego out of it. You have to, because it's important to know the truth. We focus on things that make us feel good all the time. And I know that when I was growing up, and I was studying with Jehovah's Witnesses, and I was also interested in the occult at the same time. One of the things that I prayed that I would do is to not let me be deceived, because I could see so many people being deceived by being misled because something appealed to their ego. I mean, this is why people do it, okay? If when Hitler's out there and glorified the so-called master race, people are desperate. They are stepping over other people to try to get something that is not even worth it. A lot of people do this. It's like they step over people, and I realize that there's not much to this Earth platform. There's really not. There really isn't, okay? Like I said, the best part of the day most of the time is sitting back in solitude, enjoying your coffee, enjoying the sunlight. It is what it is. People are fickle. People will backstab you. Don't think that there's any sincerity just because somebody looks like you or they got the same skin color as you, because that's a lot of bullshit. I know, okay? This experiment was something that benefited you on some level. Okay, but it also benefited mankind. You know why? Because it revealed a lot of things that were wrong with the system. Okay, and a lot of things that pinpoint which affects people's lives for real. Okay, I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat stuff and make things all happy, because this is the difference between, I'm going to call it cookie cutter psychology that we see. Sometimes you get referred to the institution to go get help for some sort of psychological problem. Like, I know they sent me to those places when I was over there at in Chatsworth. Okay, that's how I got my disability. They required you to do that, and it's always cookie cutter. And all I got was prescriptions, and they cranked me out, and I still dealt with 10 more years of the nightmare drama. That was an actual physical problem. Okay, the problem with it is that we have too much of this sort of underground compliance with, unfortunately, corruption. Okay, and why is it corrupt? I'm getting right down to the very basic of it. Basic of it is because people get tricked and deceived into believing in falsehoods so that they can get strength from that. And this is something I prayed I would never do, because you know why? I experienced the nightmare drama as a kid. I knew that these little kids that were sitting here harassing me, getting in my face, acting as if they were superior, acting as if they could decide what I liked, what I did, what I thought, because they felt as though they were superior and they had some sort of right over me. I knew that these kids were wrong. Okay, but I didn't want to make it seem as though, I was in any way racist, and I still to this day I'm not. Okay? But I'm glad people got put in their place. I'm very glad they got put in their place. Okay? Because they've been nothing but a nightmare and hell drama for me since the day I stepped on this planet. At least as far back I can remember as Murray Gordon. Okay? There's people who took my father out with their harassment tactics. And I'm going to tell you, I lived through the harassment tactics for many, many years. Many years. Okay? People trying to decide what I was supposed to do and treat me like I was a slave. In open public. Okay? And then encourage other people to do that too. This is a crime. Okay, why? Because people wanted to feel good. This is self-hatred is the worst thing that could have ever come on mankind. That's ever come to the hearts of mankind. And why do we get sucked into these sort of groups and sort of thinking? Because it gives us some sort of sense of hope. So we can step out and be bright and shiny for people who really don't. I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, people like me. They say they do. They say they like me, right? But at the end of the day, I mean, I still live a normal life. You know what I mean? If you live here on this Earth's platform, you are going to experience your fair share of misery. And if people think, oh, Maria has everything. No, I have a broken heart. Okay, I have been traumatized multiple times. Okay, do you know what it's like to have a vision of people that you thought you loved? I loved my parents. I loved my parents. You know what I mean? And you're gonna tell me that was fake. I mean, this is one thing I was thinking about the white race. See, I've done a little bit of research about aliens. I am not somebody who just has been an alien enthusiast my entire life, right? Hang on a second, let me adjust this. I did not mean to make this about aliens, but let me talk about this really quick. Or maybe I forgot my thought. I think I kind of did, but oh no, I was talking about the original agenda for white people to advance the white race. Because I know I've heard white supremacist talk, and I've had people get in my face and all this other stuff, especially back in the 90s, right? Anyway, okay, doing this through the cloning process, if it would be the same, I'm trying to understand the thought process in this, okay? Because one thing I will tell you, the alien race that encouraged this, okay? The alien race that encouraged this didn't really think the plan very well. They didn't think through this plan very well, okay? People are very malaligned. They don't have inner peace. They don't, okay? So you can create life, okay? But if the purpose of life is to have quality to it, okay? And this is my biggest issue when it comes to the hamster wheel. Okay, and the setup that most people live every day. I'm getting down to the nuts and bolts of it. What's causing so much misery? And the misery is because when you really look at it, it's the fact that we've been under this deception for such a long time, and it has benefited. I mean, people have nightmare horror stories all because of this whole beginning of people being told where their place is, what they're supposed to do, chiseling down to the very nature of what people are. When people think that they're really free, but they're really not. Okay, it's this sort of manipulative type stuff that goes on behind the scenes. I understand, I also get the feeling that I was resented because I don't reflect the Christian lifestyle. This is one of the reasons why a lot of people were attacking me. I as an American citizen never realized I had to. Okay, I mean, I've read the Constitution. There's nothing said that I had to, and there's nothing that says anybody has to, according to the laws. Now, I know I've talked about this before, but I don't want any friction. I don't want any sort of malice. I see you guys. You guys are on my Facebook. This goes with a lot of the celebrities. Some of these people, these celebrities, like I said, you guys did some stuff to me in the beginning, and I'm trying to forgive it. Okay, and it's not that it affects my like for your music. It's just that I don't need to know that people that I thought were cool were actually, bloodthirsty, murderous people. I don't want to think that way. Okay, so the best thing for me to do is continue to like your music and not dig too deeply into what you guys really were or are or whatever. You know what I mean? And that's fair. Okay, I have to live too. So anyway, going back to this whole idea, I was kind of playing with my mind. I'm excited about working on my new projects, and one of my thing is that, I feel as though the hair, we're going back to the hair topic, the person's hair should reflect who the person that you are on the inside, okay? This is one of the biggest offenses of people telling a person how to wear their hair. Now, it would be wrong for me to tell people how to live their life if it causes discomfort. And this is one of the things I'm going to be talking about: ethics, morals, standards, and then of course laws. Okay. Now, there's nothing wrong with somebody suggesting how you wear your hair, but when you implement a law that I have every right to wear, maybe you're not implementing a law. I have every right to choose how I wear my hair. And you're basically dehumanizing me as if I have no right to my preferences. I have no right to be who I am. That's where it is. That's where the offense is. Okay, that is where the offense is. I am a person. Whether I have DNA or whatever. Right now, all our alien races have human bodies. We may be different colors, but we're all here as humans, okay? On our documents, we are humans, okay? And this is the game that we're playing. This is the little. This is the force field or the arrangement. Everybody is considered human on the earth. Okay. Now, one of the human rights that we have as the United States citizens are these little choices. Okay. Like, and they give all kinds of varieties of choices. We have places like Michael's to go to for like arts and crafts. We could go to places like Hot Topic if we want to have something that's a little bit different. We can do different things to entertain ourselves. Okay, and I'm just somebody who's aware of it. But I think that my family, we're really trying to tear my character down by trying to make me into something that I want, because in their mind, they understood without calling it human trafficking, but they took pleasure in feeling as though they owned a person. Okay, this is what is sick. This is what makes it even more criminal. Okay, human trafficking is a crime. People have debated the whole the cloning issue. If people choose to come back as clones, feel free to do so. Feel free to do so. Okay. As a matter of fact, I want to talk a little bit more about the new Earth as we go on. If this is your plan, do one of you guys want to come back on the Earth, maybe for another journey or maybe for the rest of your life, continually coming back, then okay, fine. Okay, but I personally think that you guys need to tighten up the waste. There's a lot of waste that goes on. So I'm just like, by me talking about things like autodidacts, I'm also going to be talking more about the workplace. I'm talking about a bunch of different other things that might be of use to you in the future. Okay, but anyway, going back to the hair. Yeah, get off my hair. Okay, when I change my hair, it's out of necessity. Like either my wig got old. I feel as though, yes, having the proper hairstyle is important. Just like you guys, when you guys go to special events, what do? You want to make sure you look your best. Now, I will tell you, looking your best is important. And I also think that growing up, I felt as though, like when I used to clean my room, I felt more energized to do things. I feel the same way about hair. I feel the same way about clothes. When you feel good, you are good, you work good, you think good, everything is clear, everything is in alignment. I fully believe this. And apparently a lot of other psychologists do too. And I do recall reading certain things in health books when I was in grade school that talked about grooming and the importance of it. Okay? Now, I enjoy it. Now, I know a lot of people who look down on other people, they try to humble you. Okay? It is not my responsibility to fix what's broken in you. Okay. Now I'm going to tell you what. There's people I could sit here and compare myself to, and I'm going to come out looking small. On a visual level, I've always mentioned Halle Berry. I think Halle Berry is a beautiful, gorgeous woman. Do I look like her? No, I do not. I would say that I have more of a I don't know. I don't know how I would describe my look. Okay, I don't think it's dainty. Okay, if I wear a size 9.5 shoe, wide width, okay, I don't see myself as dainty or overly girly, and she is a very feminine, woman. And don't get me wrong, I'm feminine as well. Okay, but I don't look at myself as like a beauty queen. Okay. And I'm going to tell you that I just try to do the best I can. I am the highest version of myself that I can be, and that's all I expect of myself. So if you're somebody who wants to take a journey into self-improvement and rediscovering yourself, this is what I'm suggesting too. And the reality of life is that there's always, for every beautiful woman, there's going to be one that's more beautiful. Okay? That's just how it is, okay? And I realize that. This is not about competition. It's about me being my optimal best, living the best quality of life that I can live. Now, when it comes to me going back talking about, creating clones, okay, the arrangement, the emotional arrangement of putting people in fake families, that right there, you're setting somebody up for failure, okay? Love is important. Love is important, okay? Families are not people that you just throw you just throw together. Families are sacred. They are sacred. Okay. So anyway, the reason why I'm mentioning that is that I'm about intelligent living, thinking things through before we actually move it. This is not about winning, other than winning at the game of life and finding some comfort in this hell that has been created. That's it. Personal solutions, some of the personal solutions people have to work out themselves. I don't know what my next door neighbor's favorite hobby is, but whatever it is, they should indulge in it. I have no idea, what sparks people's interest. I'm saying live the spark, find your spark. Because we have to be on here. If you really want to win, we want to win the game of the torment that we constantly have to face. We have to win on our own level. And I have no idea what each person's level is, okay? But there are certain things that people do as a group that I'm supportive of. Like, let's just say, for example, there was a natural disaster, and there was something that I needed to do to help or contribute. If I possibly could, I would. Like, if I had $1 million on the side, I guess I would help, house some people or whatever. I would do those things, okay? But people have the right to be individuals. Okay, people have the right to think for themselves. You know what I mean? And I am in no way trying to be a threat to anyone. I am just simply trying to make the best of my life. So going back to the cloning issue, if this is something that you were planning to do to continue living a life, and it's coming back cloning, whatever, I'm just saying is give your life more quality. Okay? Because there's no quality in a life where you're just living it. You're on the hamster wheel. Okay, make the best of the hamster wheel. If you're having a hamster wheel, paint that hamster wheel to your favorite color. Do what you got to do. You have to beat, the negativity that's here, because there's plenty of it. So anyway, that's all I want to say. I think the little cartoon idea is kind of cute. But anyway, I want to go on to explain something else before I actually try this wig on. Okay, now I think there was some sort of computer glitch I just recently experienced, because I found myself having to re-record this part of the video. Anyway, I wanted to explain the features of this particular wig. Now, unlike some of the other wigs that I've had from other companies, this particular wig company, which I believe is called Sensationel, they don't have specific names for their wigs, but what they do provide is a style and a code. So this particular wig is IWD3. And the color that's being shown on the screen is 1B. That is a form of black. It is the second darkest color of black shade. The darkest color is what I have. I have this wig in number 1, which is like the darkest, like jet black, blue black, however you want to call it, the darkest color black. Okay, let me just kind of go over some of the features of this particular wig. The cap size can be adjusted to fit various head sizes. So you could use the straps in the back to, fit over your head how you position it. Okay, number 2, this can be worn as a half wig or an updo. Now, what you're looking at on the left-hand side where it says half wig, I think that's how you're going to view it on the screen. Where it says half wig, this is generally how I wear it. Now, mind you, the wig, how it comes, is a little bit too long for me. So I'm going to be trying it on, really looking at it. I generally cut my wigs a little bit around the shoulder, the collarbone area. I don't really need a bunch of hair, but what I do need is to feel comfortable, is to have my face surrounded, okay? The wig can also be worn as an updo, kind of like, the hairstyle that you're seeing on the right-hand side, okay? What else? This wig is made of a material called Futura, which allows you to use heating utensils on it. And when I say heating utensils, I'm talking about a curling iron or a flat iron if you choose to, okay? So let me go ahead and try on the wig, and let me see how my newly dyed hair, which I dyed my hair to match this particular wig before, like the last few weeks, I had a couple of grays coming out of my head, and the color, which I usually dye my hair jet black anyway, it was starting to fade. So I took a long time dyeing my hair, right? So I re-dyed it yesterday. Now I'm back, and I'm ready to see exactly how I'm going to shape this wig. Okay, so now it's time to try on the wig. Now I'm going to take this off. Like I said, I already flat ironed the front of it, so all I need to do is decide, look at the curl pattern of the wig and try to make it match as much as I possibly can to make it blend, okay? So anyway, my little ponytails in the back. Let's grab this. Now, like I said, this is really long. I couldn't even imagine having something like that. And here's the combs that's was mentioned. I believe I mentioned this on the features. These are the combs. This is what helps keeps the wig on. And I generally go the different alternative route, okay? Because like most people wear their wig a little bit closer to the top of their head. I like I said, I am very weird about. I'm weird about fake hair anyway. Okay, so somehow I feel better about working my own hair into the wig because at least I feel like I'm still showing some of my real hair. I'm just real. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why I feel that way, but that's just how I feel. Anyway, so this is where I'm going to put the combs right there on the part, okay, where I have my hair divided. Now this looks from the lighting, and I know my hair is dyed jet black. It just looks a little bit like the wig's a little bit darker than the actual hair color that I have my hair. So, yeah, this is really long, really, really long. It's a little bit too long. So, unlike my other wigs that do not have the ability to use heating tools, this one I feel good about because at least it can work in certain ways. Why I say this is because generally when I work with my wigs, I usually curl my hair first and then put the wig on. In this case, because I'm doing the video tutorial, I'm just going to go ahead and keep the wig on and then curl my hair. Because I can do that because apparently it's able to withstand heat, which is good. Okay, so when I curl my hair, I have to add moisture. Otherwise, my hair is very dry and very brittle. And I try to keep my curling utensils down fairly low. Generally, if I decide to wear this wig and I choose this wig, meaning like this is going to be my wig that I'm going to be wearing for the next few months at least, what I plan on doing is, keeping my I usually set my hair in rollers the night before. At least that's something I do during the work week because it's just easier for me. And I believe that rolling your hair keeps the curl in longer. It's a longer lasting hold in your hair than what I get from a curling iron. But because this is, a video that's going to take some time or whatever, and I don't have time to style my hair or roll it, I'm just using a curling iron for now. Curls would never last that long in my hair with the curling iron. I have to use rollers. Like I said, my hair is not a very workable. It's not very workable. Okay, for several reasons. But anyway, so I'm going to just go ahead and part off another piece. And then, like I said, I have to add moisture to my hair for several reasons. Okay, number one, when you're adding moisture to your hair, this helps prevent breakage because, like I said, my hair is naturally curly, and it's going to break off if you're constantly trying to straighten it, right? So you need some sort of moisturizer on the hair, otherwise it's going to cause a lot of damage. So when I was younger, I didn't realize that you didn't have to turn the curling iron all the way up to the highest level heat that it could possibly reach in order to curl your hair. But all I knew is that people always told me that I had really rough hair, and that every time that somehow put a lasting impression on me that okay, then I'm going to have to turn up my hair the heating utensil to the highest level in order to style my hair, because I kept thinking, well, otherwise it wouldn't curl. But I found throughout the years of experimenting that my heating utensils, if I'm using a curling iron, just like for photos or whatever, it's enough to curl my hair for the, it doesn't matter if I curl my hair with the 450 heating degree setting or at like a 300 degree setting. It's still the amount of time that the curl is going to last in my hair is going to be the same. So, but I think about the heat that's added to my hair. I try to add as little bit as heat as possible because it could add damage to the hair. Now, here I go. And I'm going to go ahead and try to roll my real hair, and try to make it kind of look like the hair pattern of the wig. And I'm trying to decide whether or not, what length I should cut this wig is what I'm trying to decide. I generally keep my hair rather short. So I would say up to here, like I said, either the top of the shoulder or like right here where the collarbone is. And it never goes any longer than that. Now, in the past, when I used to experiment with wigs, I know I've had some longer ones. I never felt right about wearing them. I didn't think I felt right about wearing most of the wigs that I remember purchasing throughout my years. I think most people, I'm used to having my regular hair. I think most people would prefer their regular hair, but my hair has become a nightmare. So this is one of the reasons why I do it. I think I got a little bit of the wig hair mixed in with my regular hair, but that's okay. I'm just trying to see how this works and how I'm going to part my hair too. Now, I was thinking about the video that I had just recently made. I'm so glad I can talk. Like it's almost like I'm inviting people in my house and like I have guests over and I'm doing my hair and we're just in conversation. Okay, so let's just pretend like we're all hanging out at my house. Anyway, I was thinking about the Alien movie, but the video that I had created a couple of, well, it was actually a part of my Swan Song Manifesto 2025 um, newsletter. Okay, so in that newsletter, I talk about the aliens, right? Aliens in general. And I was talking about, shoot, I forgot my train of thought. Dang it. Because I think so much about this subject, but shoot, what was it? I was just thinking about that. Sorry. It was in vain, the line of thinking of this, a similar topic that I was going through my mind about the aliens and me being an alien and my experience with that topic. I know my hair is doing some weird stuff that it just decides to do all on its own. What in the world? Is that my hair or is it the wig hair? See, sometimes I can see why I usually do it that way. Other than, okay, but anyway, going back to the alien thing. I had made that video and I was talking in the video, I referenced the Virile Society, the Virile Society. And I forgot, her name is Maria, I want to say Orschix. I can't pronounce her name because she was German, right? But anyway, she was like the one who was kind of fronting the entire organization. And she, of course, was a mystic, right? This is one of the whole issues. See, because I know it's you're thinking, okay, like in Christianity, which is what they use the religion for to hide their true intention. Um, they in actuality try to practice magic themselves. Okay, so the seeking the understanding of the occult is the lifelong pursuit and very important to people like Hitler, right? And I would say that seeking the alchemaic code or whatever, understanding how magic works or whatever, has always been like just about everybody's like secret pursuit. Okay, and it's understandable. Okay, it's completely understandable. But the point is, it's like I don't really want to make a competition out of it. But my point is that when it comes to pursuing magic, Maria, I believe her name was Maria. Okay, my name is Maria too, but her name is Maria, and I cannot pronounce her name. I believe it was German. Okay, their belief is that there was strength in the hair. Now, I believe that this is true too. Okay, now even though my hair is very choppy and it gets damaged or whatever, it's how this is one of the reasons why I don't like my hair completely exposed. Now, when they talk about the vril, the power of the virilia or the vril or whatever, I'm seeing it as an energetic force, okay, that they believe in. Okay, and an energetic force that is really available to anybody and anyone, but they did want to make this particular energy too exclusive to their race and built within it, okay, as a part of their white thing. Okay, and I'm not knocking it, okay, I'm really not. Because here, I think on terms of how, on heaven, I think in terms of something higher than what man could even perceive. This is what makes me very calm in my interactions with the understanding of why they think the way that they did and why they took the route that they did. And this is one of the reasons why, in some ways, I forgive them, and I forgive people um, who were misled into believing this. When we see things that are like this in wide scale and that it's so commonly practiced, we believe in these things and we act on it, our beliefs, right? And when it gets normalized, and this is what happened, it got normalized. Okay, Nazism, the same thing that we talk about, that they talk about on one side, they talk, if they ever do mention it, okay, which I do recall having brief discussions about Nazism in school. Now, there are certain things, but they don't talk to you exactly how Nazis infiltrated into our own system. That's what like blows people's mind, right? It's like they don't talk about the other issue. They sit there at school and they teach you about what the Nazis did and the problems that they caused as if it was going on in a different country, but yet they're intertwining this stuff in their own government. Think about it. There's ignorance there. You know what I mean? And in this situation, it just brought the light to shed light on a lot of issues. And I know that a lot of people have their issues with me, and I'm sorry that they do. You know what I mean? This is going to have to work out a little bit more. My hair is very dry today. I just washed it on top of that, and it's just very dry. But anyway, and I know that people think that I'm controversial. I'm sorry, I never really saw myself that way. And one of the things that I picked up on is that people resented the fact that I wasn't ashamed of not being Christian. And see, I wasn't. See, I think what made the people go so berserk on me, like the people that used to know me, they were obviously trying to force me into being a Christian, but they were also in their mind they believed so adamantly that this was the only thing that you could do. Like there was never any other alternative. This is what you did, and I never realized that other people didn't read the Constitution. That blew me away. You know what I mean? Blew me away. No, but I don't want problems with Christians or anybody, really. I believe that people have the right to see God however they want to. And I'm certainly never try to stop Christianity from existing. It's just that here's the issue, it's like I have dealt with being a clone my entire life, and I've seen things on the other end of the spectrum. You know what I mean? And which made it so that it put me against the current. Okay, like they're excluding me and preventing me from intertwining and giving me a bad reputation and isolating me the way that they did. Okay, it put me in a situation where I just adapted. I became stronger and it made me see exactly what was wrong with the world. And it helped my study of psychology. I'll tell you that. You know what I mean? I'm into like the real psychology. Like I'm not not fluff, not filler. You know what I mean? I am not, because I'm a self-taught person. That means I don't have any allegiances. I didn't sign any contracts with anybody to say this particular thing or promote this particular drug that's supposed to help you. Or like I'm not in bed with what do you call it, with the big pharma. Okay. Like, how when I used to go to these like psychological things as a part of my program to get my disability, the part of the program is for me to go back into the program and get drugs or whatever, right? Okay, no, there is nothing like that. I'm talking about the truth. The truth is what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? About real healing and dealing with how life really is here on earth. You know what I mean? And so I'm having fun with my projects. Okay, I really am. And autodidacts is big. It's a big one for me. It's a big one for me. I take my work very seriously, and I know that people didn't in the past. I know people are actually watching me do my hair, and I'm having a conversation at the same time. Yeah, if you're into that for this Sunday, you can continue watching because I'm going to keep talking and just doing this because Maria's needs some time to herself, and she needs to figure out what she wants to do with her hair. I can tell you right now, I could use a trim on my bangs right now. There's a lot of split ends on them, and I might spend some time trimming my bangs a little bit. They really do need to. And this hair piece, for whatever reason, probably because I just washed it, really doesn't want to curl at all. Okay, but we know so far, right? What? Hang on. Okay, I had to come back, and I got a little interrupted earlier. My son wanted me to do something for him. But anyway, what I'm doing is that I was talking earlier about Maria Orsic. Now, I had a chance to reference the information for her, how to pronounce her name, as I was coming back to get ready to make this video, because I did mention her in the previous video. It's Orsic is how you spell her name. And she was actually not so much, she was German, I guess, in culture, but she was actually from Austria. Anyway, okay, now let me start working with this wig. I'm going to interject some conversations in with this, like styling the wig, okay, just like they do at the beauty shop and all this other stuff, talking about weird stuff, UFOs, aliens, conspiracies, what you're gonna wear, blah 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 blah. So we're just having one of those days today. Anyway, um, I did pick up this brush at the Dollar Tree, and I have to say it's really cool, and it has just this like this really cool vibration to it. Now the only way that I'm going to find out if this hair is really going to blend with it, with me, my hair, is when I start using brushes like this, okay, to see how big the hair can actually get, and how and determine whether or not it would be normal for someone like me. Like I said, you know, my hair is bushy anyway. Is it going to appear bushy? And I think this is going to be the wig that's going to work for me. Now tomorrow, because my hair will have been settled in, you know, that you can't really do much with your hair when it's been washed, okay? Like this right here, it doesn't really want to curl right now. And I know that this is a very common problem with the day that I wash my hair. A lot of people say they can't really accomplish much of anything when that happens. And plus, this right here, this bushy part right here, this is an indication that this shows that I need to trim off dead ends, because I have like serious dead ends on my hair. Anyway, this, you know, I'm blending this hair in with my hair to see, you know, do we have a good match? Am I happy? Am I satisfied with it? And I'm going to tell you that I think that I am. Now I'm going to kind of brush this in the back. All of this is going to go, because this is too long, right? It is too long for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to determine where I want this to be. Now, anyway, back to the conversation of Maria Orsic, right? The mystic who was a part of the Burial Society. Um, you know, she did have this belief that her hair carried certain powers. And I will say that I agree with that on a certain level, okay? So it's not that I don't necessarily agree with their idea of visualization of power, or how they viewed this sort of power. It's like I said, it's how they, you know, went through the whole thing of this desire to have some sort of control in the world domination. That is unnecessary, okay? But do I understand, like, does certain things have and hold power? I do believe that they do. Now, the women who were associated with this organization, she had very long blonde hair. She was actually quite striking. She was a very beautiful woman, okay? And she did have like a partner that she worked with who also had very long hair. I think she had blonde hair and her partner had like brunette hair. And there was some pictures, I forgot where I saw them, of these women who were part of this organization. I think about right here. And I don't want to pull on the hair too much, because I want to make sure that it doesn't retreat, because there's been times in the past where I've like, you know, tugged on the hair, and then when I cut it, it swings back up, and I'm like, oh man, that's not what I wanted. Okay, so I'm just going to tug on just a little bit, and I think like right about here is good enough. So I'm just going to cut here, in no particular way. I don't have any hair cutting skills at all. I do everything by myself, because I've been dealt this bullshit about me having to be ostracized from society and having to struggle so much. I do everything on my own. Like everything. Cut my hair, style my hair, fix my clothes. I had a couple issues with my teeth. I fixed my own teeth. I have done like miniature surgeries on myself because I could not trust the system. Okay? I'm completely self-sufficient. Why? Because I've been running from Nazis all my life. That's deep. Now I'm starting to realize how deep all this goes. Anyway, back to the hair thing and the power. We know, like when we read stories about Samson, what was this? Yeah, Samson and Delilah in the story of the Bible. His hair was a source of power. Now, I don't really, I obviously have a lot of power, right? But I don't really think that my hair length matters. Okay. But do I think that taking care of your hair is important? Yes, it is. Taking care of your hair is important. Okay. I also remember many years ago, and maybe for these ladies who were part of this organization, like the Burial Society, perhaps maybe, having the long hair that they had, gave them a little bit more of an oomph. a little bit more of a back oven power. Who's to say? But I will say that many years ago, I had a conversation with a lady at work, and I was saying about me parting my hair. Now, there's times where I part my head pretty much on the side here, or if I feel as though there's been too much, I want to change something. You know what I mean? I'm just tired of looking with I want to have my hair, my bangs more this way. I'll part it this way, maybe this way. And I kept saying that I felt a certain shift of energy when I would do that, right? And she was like, you're weird. Okay, I've always been weird. So, I've learned a long time ago not to talk about my little weird issues, okay? But everything that I do in my life, I feel it's a part of my study. You know what I mean? Studying human behavior, studying occult sciences, all of these things are a big part of my life. You know what I mean? And when it comes to occupational engineering, which is something that I'm really like into, right? That was a part of my issue when I wanted to do my first project about the workplace reform that I think should have happened a long time ago, right? I'm somebody who has over 25 years of observation and experience with raw human behavior. And I have documented my situations throughout these years. Okay. So I remember every offense, every blah, blah, blah. At first I was doing it for legal purposes, but as I became, I would say the last 7 or something years, I kept thinking, this is important. This understanding of the workplace, human behavior, and what people are, how malicious people are. Damn, I'm going to tell you what. You know what I mean? I don't need to feel or people to challenge my truth. You know what I mean? And I think, what do you guys think? So far, so good. Let me stand up a little bit. No. I don't want, and I said I'm not a hairstylist, okay? And I'm doing the best I can. I really am. I do everything on my own. You know what I mean? I talked about the time when I went to, I used to go to the doctor a lot when I was back in the 90s. And I remember getting a shot that I didn't ask for, which I knew was like, what are you doing? He needs to have legal authorization to just inject me with stuff. So, looking back, I realized people were out to get me, and I didn't deserve it. You know what I mean? And I understand now. You know what I mean? Yeah, I had it hard. I had it really hard. But it gave me a lot of opportunities to realize that I could be a benefit to improve the world. And I'm not a political person by any means, okay? I just choose to live my life the opposite of the current. You know what I mean? I've throughout all my life, I've observed like the problems that people have, the illogical reasons and things that they do, and I've always made it a point to live my life with some sort of. I'm sitting here talking with hair in my hand. Doggy, I want my life to have meaning. Every single last minute of it. I'm not a part of the hell realm. I want no part of the hell realm. I don't want to be in ignorance. I don't want to live in darkness. I don't want to grasp onto beliefs that aren't true, that's not going to help me or help me evolve. You know what I mean? If I was to, that's just how I choose to be. And I remember having this conversation with the universal forces, God, however you want to refer to it, when I was a kid. I want to make sure, I want to have a good path in life. That's my main thing in life. I want to have the best possible path I can get in this life, and this is what I chose to do as a young child, as a teenager. This is one of the reasons why I stood out and was so different than other kids. That I would even bother as a teenager to even study religion when most people would have in their minds. They had so much things that were so much better to do. You know what I mean? But I those things were important to me, and why? Because intuitively on some level, I must have known. Even though I didn't know, you know what I mean? I just knew that I was somebody who was very spiritual connected, and I needed to be, that was just going to be a part of my life forever. You know what I mean? This is not even by any means, but what I'm going to do in order to rectify that problem is I'm going to take this wig off, and then I'm going to put it on a head, what do you call it? A head, those little human head type thingies. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. This right here. That's what I'm talking about. A head. Okay, and I just got a few. And I gotta tell you what, if you're somebody who wears wigs, I saw on I think it's Temu, type in wig heads, okay? And there were all these beautiful colored heads, and you could use them as decoration pieces too. There were different heights, different colors, There's been times where in the past where I've like colored my wig heads and stuff like that. I just did just to have fun. Yeah, going back to the conversation, um, I take my research seriously. You know what I mean? And I'm someone who uh, who feels as though I have uh, a lot of experience in that field. Now, I practice psychology as a profession? No, I cannot because I don't have a license. Like, I'm not going to have my own business, okay? But I can put together materials that relate to psychology and law and, do a lot with it. You know what I mean? I think that's important. So, anyway, I'm going to work with this just a little bit longer. Going to trim it up a little bit. Then I'll come back in the next scene and we can decide. I'm going to tell you right now, okay? My hair needs to calm down a little bit because it's been had put conditioner on it. It usually doesn't curl the first day anyway. I mean, it's not going to do much the first day then after I wash it. But from what I see, the color, the ability to be full. I need full hair because my hair is full. Okay, it looks like it's a keeper. Okay, but let me just work with it a little bit more, and I'll be back in the next slide. Okay, so it's been a while since I made the last part of the video. And during that time, I was, folding laundry. My hair in the front, it's still, kind of tweaking, but by tomorrow, and especially throughout the rest of this week, my hair is going to be more conditioned, meaning like I just recently washed it, okay? So, but right now it's not wanting to curl as much as I want it to. But in the next few days, I'm not going to have any problems with it, okay? That's something I've always experienced. Right now, I think this is my keeper. This is the wig that I will be using for the next few months. I would say it's a very subtle change from the last wig. I noticed that when I brushed out the curls, they didn't switch back to being that tight curl pattern. A lot of times, if you buy a wig, that set curl pattern is like so set. You could like keep brushing it and it'll go right back to that curl pattern because it's synthetic hair. So I was expecting it to do something similar, but I'm very happy to say that it brushed out all of those little spirals because I don't like spirals in my hair. I have bushy hair, and I would say that this, when you brush it out, it looks a lot like my hair. It's close enough, and I'm content with it. So, what else did I want to talk about? I figured I'll go ahead and make a video today because I'm trying to get, I know, and I hate myself for bringing up anything negative and anything in the past, but there's a lot of, I need more experiences, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to fill my head and my time with things that are positive so I can move forward. Okay, this is one of the reasons why I want to jump right into my projects. I want to forget what happened, but it also helped me be able to how can I say, confirm a lot of my theories that I've had throughout whatever. So this is a part of my research, but at the same time, it I want to do different things. I want to be able to focus on different things. I don't want to constantly have those sort of recalls. So, just to kind of sum it up, there will be times where I might shout out, to a celebrity or something. I don't want people to think that I am just like, I don't want anything to do or ever talk to one again or whatever. It's just that, I felt as though when it comes to social media, I need to split my time. You know what I mean? I saw somebody posted a quote on Instagram a couple of days ago about what did it say? It was like something. It was and I'm probably summing this up wrong, okay, but it did make sense. It was basically saying, I'm not setting boundaries um, to, I guess, walk away or something, but I'm setting boundaries so that we can have like a decent friendship. Even though that's not something that it's not one of my quotes or something, and I'm probably summing or phrasing it wrong, but I'm basically saying is that there's going to be people in your life, okay, that you encounter after a tragedy, okay. Like to me, I would say coming to the realization of what happened to me, I look at this as a tragedy, okay, but I understand that I don't. I do understand that brainwashing played a huge role in it. Okay. So this is it's natural for me sometimes where I'm not going to be comfortable seeing people that I felt were targeting me, were at one time being a part of my bullying and one time being an active part in dehumanizing me. It's just that's just the way it is. It's normal. Okay. It's a trigger. It's a normal trigger. Okay. And so there's times where I'm not ready to deal with that. So, and it's just better for me this way. You know what I mean? It's too overwhelming. So, Facebook is for, people that like celebrities and stuff like that that I'm associated with or connected with or whatever. And then I have the times where I need what they call a vacation, and that would be my Instagram. And my Instagram is where I could look at, things that are cute, things that are healing me. You know what I mean? Things that are, what do you call it? That are giving me some sort of pleasure. Okay. Right now, like I said, I'm throwing myself into my projects. It's time for me to even slowly try to forget my family members. Like I mean, I don't get like triggered when I think about them, but I think about the cruelty that I experienced. Then I start, it goes on to it. It's me having flashbacks of the cruelty that I had to deal with. It is completely normal. I can't change that. You know what I mean? Can't change it. It's just a part of the process. So that's one of the reasons why it's better for me to have two social media accounts. Anyway, and I think it's healing. It's helping. So I'm content with the hair. This is what I'm going to be looking with. It really isn't that much of a change. The first wig that I showed you, the ratty one that I have basically been replacing over and over and over again. I have been wearing the same wig since 2014. Maybe it's a different wig only because it's new, but it's still replacing the first one. That was called, I think the name of that wig was called Vanilla Girl. Okay, and that's what I've been wearing over and over again. When that would wear out, I'd go out and buy another one. And when that would wear out, I'd go out and buy another one. But it was the same model one, right? I kept thinking I wanted to change. This looks very similar to that one, but I don't really know how to match my face. I'm not good at hair arrangements. I do the best I can. I'm like I look in the mirror. I'm like, okay, that'll do. Okay. Now everybody knows who my biological mother is. Okay, and I will say that she and I have a similar shaped face. Okay, and I have always thought the way that they have her hair shape, whether when she on stage or whatever, because I've seen how her hair looks. Her hair is very boofy, and she looks good with boofy hair. And really, when I've seen other pictures of her, like whether it's her hair is like tied back or whatever, she always looks her best and like normal to me when her hair is boofy. Now I'm not imitating her on purpose. It's just that we have that face that needs the boof. Okay, that is what it is. Okay, and my hair is boofy. My when I mean boofy, it's big. It stands out or whatever, and that's what I'm used to. So anyway, I'm content with the hair, and I'm keeping the hair. So, what else do I want to share with you? Oh, you know what? Okay, I'm a Temu freak, right? I love Temu, and I did got myself some treats a few weeks ago. Okay, they had these like packets of socks, and they had little cats on them, and I thought they were so cute. And yes, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm becoming a cat lady. Not officially to where like I have a shitload of cats, but I've noticed that I've been having like a spiritual calling to the cat. So right now, the cat is my spirit animal. For sure, for sure. I've noticed like the little desk ornaments that I've got for my work, my desk, which I think desk ornaments are cute, right? So I know a lot of them happen to be cats. You know what I mean? And I noticed like, the little things that I have been buying that like little trinkets or miniatures. I just recently made a little cat myself out of clay. I'm into cats. Okay, I'm constantly buying cat things. So I'm gonna say right now I am feeling like the energy of a cat. My spirit animal's cat. This one is very similar to the purple one, but it is a black one, which I like. And I have to say, of all these right here, this is my favorite pair. It's a good blue. It's like always love this color of blue. Like it's like it reminds me of the sky. And I remember like this color up here at the top. Remember that alien story that I talked about? It was during the day where it's always my spiritual times are always during the day or like the color of dawn. You know what I mean? Like that was just like this color right here. You know what I mean? I wanted to do a video on Haint Blue in the future. Haint Blue is a color that they used to paint the roofs of this. It's back in the South. They used to paint the roofs color. I got these different shades of blue. Okay, like there's that shade of blue. There's a little bit of a lighter shade, like a, here's the color of my blanket. This color blue. These kind of like turquoise color blues. Very psychically, highly psychic vibration colors. Anyway, Haint Blue is a color that they used to paint roofs in the South, to try to trick spirits, because they didn't really want them like hovering around their porches. So if they painted them like blue, that they would think that the spirits would confuse them for being the sky. And anyway, it's a long story, but I completely relate to those colors. Like they're like colors that I'm like I tune into, And during that alien encounter that I did have, the sky was that color. You know what I mean? The time of dusk and dawn, especially dawn, when the sky is that color, is when I recall having several weird experiences. Not just like the UFO ones, but like that also includes strange astral experiences. It also includes, coming back from weird dreams, waking up after a dream, waking up to experience, what do you call it? Some sort of entity, what they call old hag. All of those experiences, I've always had some bizarre connection to blues, Haint Blue, weird sky blues, turquoise blues in general, the time of dawn, stuff like that relate to the sky looking like that color. So that to me, me, clothes, color, materials, all of that stuff, this is all a part of me. One of those things. Anyway, what else I show you? Now, not only do I love cats, I tend to like birds as well. I like birds. And other forms of birds. I know, like when I used to live out in California City, I used to love going to feed the ducks. And I used to like going to feed the ducks out here in Bakersfield, but I haven't seen them in a long time. It's kind of sad. But I had mentioned that there's times where I like to resemble nature, right? And sometimes I like wearing like green shirts and like maybe brown pants. And then sometimes, I want to add like, little nature things into it. So I got these cute little earrings. They're like little birds. They're cute. You know what I mean? It's ways that, I don't know. It's just ways of entertaining. Why a lot of people may not choose or like the kind of clothes I wear, right? I don't really wear clothes for much for like the name tag. But if I get a nice quality name brown item, I'm going to be happy. You know what I mean? And it just so happens to look nice to me. That's great. But clothes are a big, big part of my life. Oh, I do want to show you. I'm going to wrap up this video, by the way. But I do want to show you some really good thrift store finds that I just recently got. I'm so excited. Okay, the first one I just recently got, and it kind of does remind me of Kate Middleton. It's this right here, black and white, and I got this at the Goodwill, and I had to take it to. I took it to the dry cleaner, but I really love this. Look at this. This is great. Okay, it does remind you. I would think it would remind people of Kate Middleton, right? So there's times where you think, hey, and you see somebody wearing something, you're like, that is cool. That's cool. Now, maybe she doesn't have a jacket that looks exactly like this, but this is not something I ordinarily wear. But you know who inspired me to wear it because I thought it looked cool? I would say she looks really cool in this style jacket. So I gave it a try. I think it looks kind of cool. What do you think? Plus it can go with anything. I mean, you can wear this with red. Like today, I'm wearing burgundy with this. I also think it looks good with a royal blue or whatever. It depends, okay? But no, I don't always dress for magical purposes, but there are times where you can incorporate magic clothing into magic, right? So, like, a lot of people are aware that, like, the Masonic temples, they have their floors painted in black and white, right? That's something that I've heard that the Masonic temples are kind of inspired based on King Solomon's temple. Okay, whether that's true or not, I don't know. I've never been. I don't ever recall walking into a Masonic temple before and seeing anything for myself, but I just remember reading about it. Okay, so anyway, black and white is a color of balance, right? So this, if I was wearing this for some sort of magical intent, and like I said, sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. Okay. But let's just say, for example, I wanted balance in my life. Black and white is a great color to wear. And I love this jacket. Okay, so let me show you the other one. And I think this jacket was like maybe, I don't know, like, I want to say like $10. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Okay. Now this jacket I just recently got, and went to the dry cleaner and got it dry cleaned. Right? Of course. And I just picked it up like 2 days ago. This is a brown jacket, but I've been wanting a brown jacket for so long because I had one back in the 90s, and I love it because you can wear it anywhere, anytime, and it goes with just about anything. Now, there are days where I feel like brown to me is a color that, provides grounding. It can be healing too sometimes, okay, but to me, it's just a very grounding color. This looks good to me. I like browns with blue. I like mixing earth and sky. That's my combination, earth and sky. But in this case, this is just me trying it on. Also, what I did, that kind of bothers me, and we're gonna have to do something about that. I was thinking maybe like get a little pennant or something. Eventually, throughout the course of time, as I'm wearing this, it's gonna stop doing that. But anyway, yeah, I really like this jacket. I really do, and I think it looks good with the brown boots. Okay, I might shape this jacket, like change it a little bit, but I don't know. In some ways, it's like, why rock the boat? This jacket I'm in love with. It's tweed material, okay? And I got this at the Goodwill, very inexpensive. Now I have been thinking about removing these buttons and changing them to be something else, like maybe I don't know, um, something that's kind of an off color that makes it stand out. But what I love about this color of this jacket is that it's got all the beautiful colors of the autumn leaves. It's got the rich golden colors. It's got the greens, mustards. It just reminds me of an autumn day. Mind you, we are moving into winter, and I'm kind of sad that I just recently got this jacket because I would have had more time to wear it during this season. But I'm going to make sure I wear it next autumn. I really do like this jacket. I was thinking about maybe shortening the jacket and taking it in a little bit more, but then again, it's like, you know what? I'm satisfied with the way it looks right now, so I guess I can't complain. But if I do change anything on it, for sure, it would be the buttons. Okay, now this is not like an what do you call it? Like a jacket. Okay, it's a jacket. What would you call it? Okay, I'm gonna call it a sweater. It's in the sweater category. Okay, I got this at the secondhand store. I thought it was really cool. This is it right here. It's got the Eiffel Tower on it. And I don't know who donated this, but I think it's the coolest thing. It just surprises me. Like I said, one man's junk is another man's treasure. And I'm going to tell you, I feel like I found a treasure. Look at the back of this. That is so cute. And I love the way it's shaped. It's more round. If you look at the shape of it, it's round. And how it comes around. I love this color. And you know what it matches? My Mary Janes. They match my Mary Janes. I love it. Okay, so let me show you something else. This is enough of my. Well, actually, you know what? I just recently got this dry cleaned, and I bought this jacket over. I'm going to say over 10 years ago. I have never. Wait, that's not true. I wore it one time. Actually, I think I wore it. No, I didn't. I don't think I did wear it. It doesn't matter. But anyway, it's been in my closet a long time. I've been telling myself I was going to take it to the dry cleaner. I finally did it like a few weeks ago, and now here it is. I got this jacket at a thrift store a while ago, many years ago. And this is actually very thin material, but what I love about it is the embroidery work on it. I love this jacket, and I don't think it's a good time to wear it because it's very thin material. It's not what you call like a heavy jacket, but I would say early spring or so. I think this is absolutely gorgeous. Look at this collar. I love the embroidery work on it. I love it. I love it. Like, how in the world could somebody even ask or think that I would give up my clothes? Hell no. I don't love anybody or anything enough to give up that. You know, it's ridiculous. I think, what I find, I think, I don't know. I have my own views on that issue, and we're not going to talk about it anymore because I think it brings up a lot of negative feelings. So let me just focus on this last jacket that I want to show you. Now, I had talked about places like Temu, and I think a lot of people were talking about fast fashion. I would say that Temu, I have gotten things from Temu, and I have been rather satisfied with them. I said that I like to stick with things that are either standard. If I was somebody who was into fur, real fur, which I'm not into that, but let's just say something I was like really into, like real leather or something like that. I would say places like that I would not be ideal to shop, okay? But if you're just like looking for something basic, like a regular peasant blouse, or you're looking for like a tank top, pajamas, you're looking for even turtlenecks, okay? You can find them at places like Temu. Now, I wanted to try this jacket because I had seen it for a very long time, and I finally got it, and they had reduced the price. I got this jacket for like 20 bucks, okay? And it looks like it's wool material. I'm going to say it feels more like is it wool? You know, it kind of reminds me of, it kind of feels like felt in a way. It really does, okay? And that's okay. But what I love about it is the color. And it's green, okay? And you know what really got me thinking? It does remind me of my mother. I remember one Christmas, my dad bought my mom a coat for Christmas, and it looked a lot like this, okay? So it did kind of like invoke feelings in me, especially when I tried it on, because even though she's not my biological mother, there were times where I felt as though she and I did resemble each other, okay? So there are times where even looking at pieces of clothing can make me upset, okay? But you know what? There's a positive side to this because I did care about my mother. You know what I mean? But this coat does remind me of my mother. It really does. Anyway, I love the green, and they had it in different colors. And I do have this scarf, and I'm not somebody who's really experienced with scarves, knows how to do a bunch of ties and stuff. I've always just kind of like wrapped the scarf around like this when I was growing up. I never really did a whole lot with it. I've seen a lot of people experimenting with how they tie scarves and stuff like that. I think most people who see me wear scarves in the past, I've never really worn them in a way that most people wear them. I either wore them as head ties or never, or just strapped around like this, okay? I do see what some people are doing, you know what I mean? It's not that, I think, when I was being targeted, some people were upset that sometimes I wasn't or imitating certain people, okay, or doing what the majority does. If like, for example, I admire Kate Middleton's coat, okay? And I've never really worn coats when I was growing up. Okay, like people used to sit there and laugh at me like, man, what is wrong with you? You're outside without a coat on. When I was younger, my mom would buy me coats, but they would mostly stay in the house. When I got to be a teenager, I would sit there and buy all kinds of clothes for myself. And especially when I got a car, it's like, well, I really don't care about coats. Coats were like the last thing that I would buy. Seriously, I had a heater in the car. I really didn't think about, but the older I'm getting, I get cold. So there's times where I'm like, man, I guess I need a coat. But there's certain coats that come to my mind, but they're not always going to be coats that are going to look good on me. You know what I mean? So then you start looking at other people, like, well, what kind of coat do you have? You know what I mean? And I will say that Kate Middleton has inspired me when it comes to the coat, okay? Because, I looked at her. She looks good in the coat. Now, when it comes to the blue boots, I've always wanted a pair of blue boots, and she just so happened to be wearing a nice pair of boots, right? And I still haven't bought a pair of blue boots, but I think the blue boots are really cool. I do think there's a color significance when it comes to what we wear on our feet, and I think the blue is very heavenly. So anyway, I'm so glad that I got to have this chance with you guys, like on this weekend, have a Saturday and a Sunday discussion, because I started this video on Saturday. It is now like 3:43 p.m. Sunday afternoon. I'm content with the wig. I got to show you what I've been doing at the thrift store. I'm going to give you guys another update, at some other time. So I'm going to wrap up this video, and I will see you guys sometime later. Thank you. Bye-bye.